My favorite was this week. We were outside. Dawson and I were outside and playing with the dog. Dawson goes, "Daddy, I just love you and your big belly." And then he goes, "Why do you have a big belly?"
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, it's just the way God made me, but God didn't make me that way.
Hello.
Ahoy, hoy.
Hey, I don't want to put a damper on your whole snack fest out there, but you do have blood work in the morning. Just fine.
What is this? What are these? Honey mustard and onion. Are these nuts or pretzels?
I don't want to talk to you anymore.
You're about to
Do you
get.
want to have insurance?
You're about to get it.
Can I drink this? I had this at 6:30. Is it 6:30 I'm supposed to go?
Maybe, I don't know. You made your own appointment.
It's 6:30 in the morning. Is that when you're supposed to be there?
Yeah.
No way. I'd move that. I'd call in tired.
Signs up for it.
I'm up for 2 hours since my that point. So, I mean.
I'm up for 0 hours at 6:30.
I know.
I'm pretty sure that it's fasting. Whoa.
You're already in there, baby.
Liz, your hair is
6:30.
very exciting today. What at 6:30? What phase of your alarm clocking are you in at that point?
Usually
Is that halfway?
It's about, well, the snooze goes off every 8 minutes. So calculate 8 minutes at 6:30. So probably about 6 times, 7 times.
Can I make a new appointment?
That's one of my favorite.
No, I think they're done. I think tomorrow's the last day. Go to your appointments start coming up. Can you see your?
Brittany was like all flustered. So she had put the baby down at 1:30 and I was home messing with the dog. Like we were playing outside and stuff because I didn't know. I thought it was going to start raining. So I wanted to run all his energy out before. So I went inside and I sat down and Dawson watched a show and I was like kind of dozing in and out. Then Dawson went to Ninja Warrior. The boys came home from school. Like all this stuff happened. And I was like, I haven't seen Brittany in like a while. And so at like 4:15, I was like, I haven't heard the baby in a while. I was like, did they leave? So I go upstairs and Brittany is passed out. And she's not like in nap mode. You know, like when you're napping, you're just like, I'm just going to get a little nap here. I'm just nap. She was like, she was like mouth open, like.
Was she snore? Was she
everywhere.
snoring, or did she snort?
No, she was like, she was mouth breathing, and she was like, I mean, she was out. And so I was like, oh. So I had to wake both her and Holden up. I was like, you've got to get up. And she was like, how long have I been asleep? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, what did you do after you put the baby down? And she was like, I came in here and laid down. And I was like, then 3 hours. So she was like, so she had to like get ready real fast. So we had to leave. And then tonight I was coming over here and she goes, don't forget, tomorrow we have to spend the day together because you got to help me work. She's like, I can't get anything done when the baby's here. And I was like, what about when the baby sleeps for 3 hours? I was like, is there any time in there that you can get things done? And she was like, he takes all the energy out of me and I have to get it back. I was like, okay. I was just wondering if I had imagined that 3 hour nap you took or if it had really happened. And she was like, no, it happened.
I do want to talk about Liz's hair. It is all over the place.
It's like she walked out. She walked down this hallway and she hit her hand on the side of the hallway because she was trying to like adjust it, but it was so far away from her head that she hit her hand on the hallway.
It's like a mop.
Oh wow. It's real big.
It's got a.
Liz.
You're on the screen.
Yeah, please don't.
Oh, it's too late.
I do think it's. I do think it's worth mentioning, Liz, that you have a lot to say tonight. And last week when you had a mic,
I know. Listen, that's
You
what
had
she likes to do. That's
nothing
what
to say.
she loves to do. It's like she's like, if you want me to be part of it, like when we started this, she's like, I just don't know why you don't want me to be part of it. I was like, it's not that I don't want you to be part of it. I said, this is something Grant and I wanted to do. This is something I want to do, and I asked Grant to be a part of. Let's just be honest about it. And and you're all in, so it all worked out. And then she interjects, which has been great. Everybody loves it.
it's some people, it's their favorite part.
Yeah. Great.
Yep.
So anyway, and so I'm like, so now I'm trying, all right, how can we include her? And so you say, well, let's mic her up. So I bring a mic, I remember that, and she's like,
she put it under a pillow at one point.
and she goes, I mean, did you hear the dog fart? I don't want people to think that I farted.
It was snoring. It was the snoring.
Is this called elaborating, guys? This is what that's called. It's elaborating, exaggerating, and elaborating.
Now, how is it that he can just yank that door off and that doorknob doesn't come off, but when I go near it, it's like, plink, falls off?
Because you like to wrestle with it. You like to make, and you also no. You like to make the point. You like to make the point that the thing falls off.
No.
It's like when you go into my.
That is patently untrue. I am so nervous about touching any of the doorknobs in this house because they come off in my hand. One time I walked in here, gently walking in the door. I came in and I had 2 doorknobs in my hands. I was like, "What is happening?"
I watch. No. I watch you do it. It's
That's
never
a lie.
gently.
That's
You
a
like
lie from
you
the
like
pit of
slide
hell.
it. You like make sure it slides right out.
That's a lie from the pit of hell.
It's like when
I
you
mean,
came into my car. He came into my car today, and I had a piece of trash on there, and he refused to put his drink down until I moved it.
Liz,
I know.
a piece of trash.
Seen my car?
A piece of trash? Do we believe there's a piece of trash? No.
How many pieces did I move for you to have to put that down?
You put one,
Masks
and
in your car.
then you
And-
said,
and
you said
how many
there's still-
one?
There's still trash in the cup holder.
No, I said the joke's on you. There's still stuff in there.
Oh, here we go. Better close that door. Look, he's like out of here before he throws all that water.
Malachi, come here for a minute.
Stay here long enough to clean
Come
up
here,
the throw up.
bring me that the thing over there on the counter.
Oh, he comes inside to throw up. He's like, oh, I can't throw up outside.
So dirty.
The new thing I just bought. Not that one. Over to the left. No, to the middle. Yeah.
So these have been coming daily.
What in the world
This was
is
apparently
this?
his birthday present because I bought him a pair of Crocs and a place to store his wallet and Apple Watch at night to help himself get organized. Because every morning I hear, "Do you know where my wallet is? Do you know where my keys are?" So I got him a little organizer. To put on his
First of
nightstand.
all, let's back up just a minute. All right, whose birthday is this?
It's your birthday.
Okay.
I was trying to make you a better person.
She
No,
didn't marry
but I'm
me.
confused. So he asks you this at what point in your alarm clock routine?
No, he texted. I'm already at work, and he's texting me. Do you know where my keys are?
Is this real life, Dawson?
Do you know where my
Like,
wallet is?
That happened once.
No.
Yes.
I know it's not true because you've already lied tonight about the doorknobs and the trash
I
in
did
your
not
car.
die. No. No. I did not lie about the door because you want to make sure that I know that those doorknobs are broken. You want to make sure.
Fix that. Instead, you buy nitro coffee.
Yes,
No. Don't change
We're
the subject.
still
No.
we still need to
No.
discuss
No.
what
No.
is
No.
this.
We will. That's why I brought it over here. We will discuss what this is because it's
You
very
didn't bring it
important.
over here.
So he makes it a point to do this with the doorknob, and then he says trash, and I say it was one piece of trash. No, it wasn't. He didn't know there was more trash until I told him there was more trash. I said the joke is
There's
on
a
you.
carpet
First
of
of all,
trash
and
in that vehicle. Everything. There's like.
And then with you, I've only asked you once where my keys were. Once in the last probably 6 months. Yes.
Lies. My favorite thing
I quit.
is if these keys that are on my hip right here, if I asked my wife where my keys were, if I was just like, I just misplaced them or they fell off or something like that, and I was like, have you seen my keys? She would be like, who are you? And what do you have keys to? I would be like, I'm Grant, and I keep keys on my hip. She's like, I've never seen you have keys on your hip. I've had keys on my hip for probably 10 years of our marriage. That doesn't ring a bell. I don't know what you're talking about.
Because today you came walking down the children's wing hallway, and she knew it was you because she heard your keys.
Oh.
Well, that's
So
just
she does
that's
have
just
keys.
because that's just because of the sachet of my sassy hips. That's what she heard. But what the reality is, she'd be like,
She'd
I
be
didn't
like-
know that you had keys because I don't know who you are. I don't care, and I haven't paid attention to you. So the fact that you have keys is a mystery to me.
No, let's back up. Let's back up. It just meant because the truth of the matter with Elizabeth and I is this: I have certain places that I put my keys.
Everywhere. On whatever counter.
No. Usually it's on like this counter here. It's on this here, or I put them with her.
What do I do
So,
with your keys recently?
so the reason anytime I ever ask her about the keys is because she moves my keys.
Because I put them in a spot where they're not just randomly sitting somewhere.
No. If I put my keys here, guess where I think where my keys are at?
But that's not where keys go.
No, who has to find where keys go?
That's a very existential question.
If you're really going to have like a philosophical conversation.
I'm just saying. And this whole thing about
So anyway, I bought him.
now, whoa. So she buys me an organizer.
There are no conversations happening tonight that aren't on Ben's terms.
The organizer's still empty. It's
The only thing it has in it is dust.
yeah.
No, but
It can stick it right in his-
have I ever, Elizabeth? Have I ever, Grant? Have I ever used organizer? Ever? Have you been in my office? Have you ever been in my office?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Have I ever used an organizer?
Right. I think that's her point, though. Isn't she making a point with this gift and saying you should be more organized?
Maybe, but the point is, it's my birthday. So the way I operate on birthdays is stuff that you would.
This is
Just,
very ironic. The only thing that's on it is dollar bill and a piece of trash.
There is a piece of trash right here.
And the screws that he's
hey, put it in the camera.
You didn't even finish
Put it in the camera.
Is there a doorknob on it that's going to come off? Because that's another thing.
See, this will come off because he's supposed to put this together. His phone's supposed to sit there, and then a little charger, his Apple Watch.
Put it up to the camera, so we can so the people can see. You got to turn it around there.
I didn't know which camera we were using.
It was really expensive,
It's nice looking.
isn't it?
You know who would like a gift like this?
Grant, come on.
Me.
You
I-
can take it home with you.
No, I never said I didn't like it. I've never said
Never use it.
I did use it for the first day.
Can you somebody get me a screwdriver? Let's
No,
put
no,
these
no, no,
screws
no.
in here.
I had those screws out for a purpose.
I'm just gonna put them right here where they go.
No, it's okay. Just leave it.
I
I'll
can
take
already
it.
see.
I don't need you to run my life. After I'm dead, we've decided that you can run
You
my.
don't have to watch that little dollar bill that's on the bottom there.
It's very important. What does that say right there? Can you read it?
Tesla. I don't know.
Fine. I'll just put on my glasses. Just trying to prevent. Is that a J?
I don't see a J in there.
I thought the first letter was a J, but it's not.
It's a T.
Yeah.
So Tesla is what I said.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess so.
And you looked at me like this
is a movie ticket.
you know what movie it is?
Tenet.
No, that's an important one. I gotta keep that one.
Super weird. Super weird. I had no idea what
It was such a good movie. I can't believe you didn't like it.
I didn't say I didn't like it.
No, you can't. Huh?
Oh, Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was also in Broadchurch. Did you watch that?
He wasn't, but he was in Tenet.
So good.
It was so
Betty
intense.
hated that show, and I just thought it Broadchurch was such a good show.
Because all British shows like that are the same.
Okay.
You watch
Besides
one.
The fact that you're never going to use that. I thought it was. He is very disorganized, and so I thought this would be a fun gift to keep him organized.
I don't understand that. I don't understand it. I would never buy you something that I felt like you needed unless you'd asked for it.
Right, but to your point, what you're saying is basically on my birthday, I should only get things that make me more disorganized.
This doesn't make me disorganized.
Well, actually, ironically, it sort of does.
How? Explain this to me.
What did that come in? Did it come just like that in the mail with a sticker on it that says "To Ben"?
That's making sense.
All the packaging? Where's all the packaging for that?
I don't know if it works yet.
You know, you're gonna make me say a word that I'm not supposed to say on the air. You know, it does make you more disorganized because you know where all that packaging is.
Stop it!
Oh, that's one of my next posts.
What?
You know where all that packaging is.
It's right there on the table. But there's a reason. I literally just got this like last week. I got it last week. I haven't had a chance to use it. I have to. This gift to myself for my birthday.
I only got it last year.
No. That box. There was 2 boxes. There were 2 boxes.
But then we
One.
get this and we realize we can't use it because, and have you used it? No, because I need to get real coffee beans, and my coffee grinder just came in today. Another box sitting on the counter.
All right. Would you like to get the blender that we bought for you?
The juicer?
Yes.
No, because it's downstairs and I never use it. But it wasn't a birthday gift. I just bought it because
How's that any different?
it's not sitting on the counter.
Where's the packaging for your juicer?
It's thrown away.
Oh.
I need it.
I just got it.
That's what
Just got it. Oh my gosh. I just got
you
it.
do. You don't
I
create
just
a
got it.
dashboard of your car.
The best part was when you said, I just got it last week. As if that was like, Grant, what do you want me to do? It's only been 7 days.
I hate him.
I mean, it looks really fancy.
And it is
I'm
really.
sure it's going to make great coffee at some point.
It's going to this week whenever the beans come in.
You had to order the beans. There's a grocery store down the street.
I got bourbon infused coffee beans.
Who is the exclusion of the relationship?
when do those come in?
I don't know. I haven't got the shipping confirmation yet.
Okay, so let's assume that they come in maybe Friday, but probably Monday. And if you can't get rid of the packaging until you see if that works, which I don't know why it wouldn't work since it's brand new, so that packaging that came in will sit on the counter for 2 weeks.
So here's the thing. Here's what I want
If
to.
I say,
So I know. Hey, but Hannah. I mean, sorry, Elizabeth. Elizabeth,
Just keeps getting better and better. This is our best episode.
the man is talking.
no wonder Malachi told me that.
You can tell
He learns it from you.
you can tell he's telling a story because he's actually sitting down and not like when I start telling a story, he's like, I gotta find something to do. I gotta mess with the light or
That is
yell at the
not
dog.
true. That is not true.
Yeah. It's all about the attention. He's got the attention right now.
I am
You're gonna
not.
watch this back and it's gonna be an hour of Ben's face and 5 seconds flip to you.
Of just me laughing.
See, here's what I don't think.
I
is
just
fair.
got this in last week.
I don't think it's fair that I always, with these podcasts, I always make sure there's a fair enough, even with you. I raise you up. You're like, you raise me up. And I turn you up and you're like, so you have enough energy.
I am pregnant and cannot lean over to get him the toys that he requires from underneath.
Hey, Grant, if you have a story, it's a good time to tell.
He is. How much nitro has he had today? He is.
He hasn't used it. It probably has paper inside of it, like an instruction book.
I threw away the paper.
But he kept this.
That is called a growler.
Okay.
So growler works if you want to give me.
The vacuum cleaner attachment.
You use a vacuum cleaner to make nitro?
No.
Just
So,
asking.
It only has 4 filter bags.
okay, listen. Do you see the glass thing?
Pre-order these.
Those aren't coming until 2 weeks
for
now.
Christmas. So Elizabeth confuses the nitro that I like with cold brew coffee.
Okay.
I just saw
It is cold brew, but the nitro is a little bit different. So she always gives me iced coffee anyway. She doesn't ever really give me the cold brew. She always gives me iced coffee. So she buys me a cold brewer. So that's what that is over there in the clear thing. You got something in the middle of it?
I can't see it.
Okay, can you bring it over here?
Oh my goodness. The whole kitchen's to be in here.
It's sitting out, so it doesn't make a difference.
Let me tell you this, Frank. So, for Christmas, I bought him this.
Right. Which is
A cold brew coffee maker.
okay.
So
However, wait. Then, that's not enough. So, we have to purchase this. Hold on.
Not done yet.
well, I'm just gonna put it on you.
So we have to purchase this. A whipped cream dispenser.
No.
But not only do you have to purchase this, you have to purchase little hydrogen tanks.
They're nitrogen tanks.
Nitrogen tanks to put in your whipped cream dispenser that looks like it comes from Starbucks that makes the same sound as
Uh-huh.
So this was the first two coffee purchases that have, this probably has a layer of dust on it. And all of these are spilled in the bottom of all these hydrogen tanks.
Oh, they're just floating around in the.
Floating around down here underneath the oven.
I got good news for you.
Too hot. They're probably gonna all
I wish I could get you hot. So this is what she bought me.
Right.
And so this is not. So again, she confuses the terms. So I wanted nitro.
Right.
And I actually didn't ask for this. So this came out of the kindness of her heart,
Right.
trying to think ahead. Elizabeth's always really good about trying to think about things, but she usually messes something up, which is, again, it's not a big deal. I mean, I feel like I'm just trying to justify this thing. So I was like, okay, I wanted to use it.
Mm-hmm.
And so how can I use it and get what I want still? So
Enter the growler.
no.
No.
That's what the other thing got.
The
So the
whipped
other-
cream dispenser?
Yeah, it's not whipped cream dispenser. Well, it does whipped cream, but it's a nitrogen dispenser. So you put nitrogen in it. So you make the coffee.
Right. Right.
You put the nitrogen. Stop it.
Are you putting nitrogen in it?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
That thing that your kitchen thing that she just pulled out.
Yes, it's nitrogen.
Its purpose is to dispense nitrogen?
Yes.
But with whipped cream.
And it makes whipped cream.
No, that's not possible. Nitrogen does not make whipped cream.
Okay.
The point of it is not to make nitrogen, it's to make whipped cream, right?
No. It doesn't make nitrogen. You
use nitrogen.
You infuse nitrogen.
With a maximum of 2 cups of chilled whipping cream. Screw on N2O charger holder.
Which is nitrogen. So you can do it. You can either do.
Thank you for telling me the chemical compound for nitrogen.
Well, you look confused.
It's actually, it's called nitrogen. In the world, we call it nitrogen.
You look confused, and so I'm trying to express to you that this was the nitrogen. So I would make the coffee in this, and I would pour it in this.
Right.
All right, and then I would put the nitrogen in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So then you're putting coffee through there and not heavy whipping cream.
Yes. So I put the coffee in there, and then you shake it up, and then you spray it to make a nitro coffee.
Okay.
But this,
I like all these coffee
I just
things.
was
So-
how many times you do that.
listen, I'm trying to get this through. All right. I didn't do it very much, and the reason why is because it doesn't hold a lot. So this holds a lot more than this.
I see.
All right. So now this is replaced by
With the
this.
growler. Okay.
So
Is
you
this
make your
easier to
coffee.
use?
You make your coffee and then put the nitrogen in. The problem is that you have to buy a specific filter for this. And you have to use
shocker.
2 filters in it. So my thought pattern was I already have this.
Okay.
So all I need is something to hold the nitrogen that I can continue to use. That would be easy for me to use. So I make it in this,
Uh-huh.
pour it in here, infuse the nitrogen into the coffee,
Okay.
and then
Dispense.
dispense.
Okay.
And then I have 3 or 4 days worth of nitrogen, which this is like 1 day worth of nitrogen. So that was my thought pattern. Sue me for being stupid. I'm sorry. I don't love this anymore. Don't want to be around anybody. So that's what this is. Plus, it looks really cool.
How on all these coffee apparatus,
Nitrogen goes in here.
how much do you think that we have spent on all of these different types of things to make all the different types of coffee? And could you have just gotten coffee every day from Starbucks?
Actually, no. This. I don't love this anymore.
Because you don't want to say how much it costs.
It's $200. This is $200. Actually, it's $150 because I got a coupon code for it, and I already had this that you bought me for Christmas. All right.
This was a Christmas present, yes.
How much? How much is a nitro from Starbucks?
$4.
It's $5.78. What?
That feels made up.
It's not. Would you like me to prove it to you?
Oh wait, here's the receipt.
On your organizer.
Because I'm organizing my receipts.
I'll bet we can find one in the floorboard of the.
Oh, you know you can.
So that's why it's called nitro. It's nitrogen
It's
infused.
with nitro.
Coffee?
What makes up air?
Well, how are you gonna make the sweet cream that goes on top that you order?
That's
Oh,
coming.
that's
That's coming
good.
next week.
In a box.
What makes up air? Liz,
Hydrogen.
wrong.
And oxygen.
Oxygen.
No,
No, oxygen.
and
We breathe it out. We breathe in oxygen and we
What makes
breathe it
air?
out.
I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm gonna say that air is approximately 70-something%
Of nitrogen?
nitrogen. Yeah.
Okay.
So why can't you just breathe into your coffee?
It's $5.19. $5.19. So I'm sorry, it wasn't exactly.
I'm just curious.
So you think I wasted my money on some kind of weird trickery thing?
I don't know. I don't know why. What I'm struggling to understand is why. What is the benefit of infusing?
I don't know. I know
Your
that
coffee with
I know they'll
nitrogen.
like it. That's the problem.
So, but I mean, that could be a possible answer to the question. So you're saying it tastes different.
It does taste different. There's a distinct tasting of different. Okay, let's just go right now. Go get one.
I don't drink coffee.
Huh?
I don't drink coffee.
Well, you didn't drink tea until last year.
I drink one substance right now.
Coke Zero.
Coke Zero.
I can't explain it. All I can tell you is that it's the newest thing, I guess.
And
Last
it
couple
tastes
years.
way different.
To me, it tastes different.
Hmm.
It's very cold. I mean, it's like super duper cold. That might be. I mean, I don't know if that's the nitrogen that makes it colder, or if it's just because it's just cold. But it's like you don't add ice. It's just straight up.
So the idea the coffee doesn't have to be cold brewed for you to enjoy it. It just has to be nitro.
The way this is done, it's cold brewed, and then infused in nitro.
Okay, so it is a nitro cold brew. Like that's the best case scenario for you.
And sweet cream, yes.
With the sweet cream, which you're not going to do at home.
Oh, yeah.
You just haven't ordered it yet.
No.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I like to obsess over things and then order too much of them.
My issue is that she acts like my little obsession that it's a little expensive, but if I use it, it's really not that expensive because I'm currently spending $5 a day on nitro.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what's that? $5 a day, $150 divided by 150, but 5 is
30
times. So that's a month worth. So within a year, I've saved quite a bit of money, right?
True.
Hypothetically.
Assuming that you use this every day.
Yeah, which I plan on using it at least the first month. So
I find your self-awareness refreshing.
Do what?
I find your self-awareness refreshing.
Yes, yeah, I'm pretty self-aware.
What just scared him out there?
Probably a skunk.
Jackson's skunk.
My frustration would be that she acts like she doesn't have her own obsessions.
Mm-hmm.
Like she doesn't buy clothes, or she doesn't do this, or she doesn't do that, and so I get made fun of for having my little obsession, which everybody knows that I have these little obsessions, like podcasting, which I bought all this equipment. But have we podcasted?
Yeah, we're going on a year.
A year in November.
Mm-hmm.
So season 2 is coming out.
It's one long season.
I don't know how you split up a season on a podcast.
Your guess is as good as mine.
So mine is a year.
In the other podcasts I'm in, what we did was the
Put while you're ahead.
we didn't start. We
Yeah.
never been in another podcast.
Yeah. Well, season 2, we're bringing on a new co-host.
Excuse me, what?
Yeah, we're having a third co-host. Did I tell you this?
No.
I don't know who it is yet. But
It's literally anybody
anybody.
to make this podcast better.
It's a surprise guest.
It's a surprise to everybody, including the both of us.
yes, yeah. We're just going to do it in the middle of like an alley somewhere, and whoever comes up.
We have to find an alley in Mount Juliet. Mount Juliet.
Not Juliet. So anyway, we were supposed to do a podcast today, but today was Make Fun of Ben Day, so.
I don't know what you were expecting.
I can tell you one thing. I wasn't expecting that.
Look at that.
I know, but legitimately, I see. You don't know my purposes, so I purposely kept the box.
Right.
Because I thought, well, I haven't had a chance to test it. Now, granted, I could have put the box downstairs, put it somewhere else.
Right.
So I get that point of the
Right,
conversation.
but here's my question, Ben. Having known you as long as I've known you, and having known yourself as long as you've known yourself, if that growler is busted, what's the likelihood that it'll be put back in that box and sent back for a refill?
No, honestly, that's where you're wrong.
Okay.
I would actually return it.
You would?
Mm-hmm.
I would not. I'd be like, well, pink, like throw it away.
My problem is like something like this, like this thing I bought. So I've got 2 of these now. Because I wanted this one. And now I got the other one that we're using at church, which I need to keep it from being at church or I'll never see it again. But
That's true.
and so if it works, I'll like if I quit something, I tend to hold on to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's my problem. And it's not hoarderish. I guess it is hoarder-ish. Yeah. But it's not intentionally, like, it's not like I have an obsession with it. It's usually just like, oh, it still works. I'll just put it aside. Maybe I'll use it. And then I never use it. And what happens is I hold it way longer than its value. So where I could sell the other one now for probably what I paid for it, or sell it to the church if they need it for as much as I paid for it, and it still be worth its value. I hold on to it for like 10 years, and 965 different versions of this have come out, and this one's no longer worth anything. That's where my issues come in.
Have you gotten Nash on his pills, the heartworm and...
No, I mean, I thought he was going to die, so I was not going to waste any money.
Did I tell you, so I did the auto refill of those? Did I tell you this story?
Uh-uh.
Oh my gosh. So
I don't remember.
I did the auto refill those, so the first like shipment of them came since we went to the vet. And the first time he took the pills with me anyway, it was when I dropped him off here.
Yeah.
And I thought he didn't take the second pill because he was thirsty. Because when he got up here, he like drank a whole bunch of water, and I was like, oh, he had to have been thirsty or whatever. So then when these pills came in the mail, I was like, oh, perfect. So I was like, Jax, come outside, we're going to eat these. And the heartworm one, it looks like a little piece of pink chalk.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks disgusting.
But it's not that big.
Right.
Yeah.
And
But they'll eat that one.
right. So I gave
I
it to
almost
him.
always eat that one.
And he was like, devoured it. He was like, delicious. Do you have any more? And I was like, funny thing, I have this one that's for fleas and ticks, and it looks like a little tiny steak. It even has the little lines across it, like it's supposed to be like a crisscross grill or whatever. So I was like, here, do you want this? And he was like, well, absolutely. And he sniffed it, and he was like, you know what? Never mind.
No.
I don't want it. And I was like, well, funny thing, you have to actually eat this one. And I say it's for your benefit because I don't want you to get fleas and ticks, but really it's because I don't want fleas and ticks inside my house. And he was like, you don't understand what I'm saying. I don't want to eat that.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, brother.
Black.
You're not understanding what I'm saying.
You are going to eat it.
You are going to eat this.
Well, that one's always the one that the dogs, when we had Jack's, that's the one they would eat it, but they were more reluctant to. I don't know if it's the smell, if it's like
I don't know what it was.
But the heartworm, they're like, I don't want a heartworm either.
He was like, oh, pink chalk, I love it. So this little steak, I grew up, like my dog growing up, he had to take a pill every day. He took a little bitty pill because he had a little skin irritation, skin disease. So to keep him from basically itching all the time, he took basically a Benadryl every day. And so he didn't like it either. It wasn't like a chewable. It was just a pill. And so we just had to give it to him. So I grabbed Jackson's snout and I was like, unfortunately for you, I grew up doing this. And it's super easy. It goes like this. So I put it in his mouth, and he's like, I'm just going to spit that out. And then I went, bloop, pushed it back into his throat, and he goes, and swallowed it. And I was like, there you go. And he looked at me like, how could you do that?
You violated me.
I mean, he was just staring at me like, I said I didn't want that tiny steak. And I was like, well, it's gone now. Then he went out and drank a bucket full of water.
What movie we're going to watch next? I mean, there's nothing coming out.
Don't remind me. That's so frustrating. Put these movies out, Hollywood.
So the Black Widow.
When's that come out?
They 2021. They extended it again.
Oh my gosh!
And the new Eternals or something like that. That's another one so the Eternals. So all the Marvel movies are basically going 2021.
I'm over 2020. Over it.
Well, apparently so is Disney. What are we gonna do? I guess we just have to hang out at each other's houses. I mean, I hate paying for this pass. I want to go see Tenet again, but nobody wants to see it with me.
Why do you assume I hated it? I didn't hate it. I didn't understand it.
Yeah, but I said,
which doesn't mean I
thought it was a great movie. You go.
Well, I can't like a movie I didn't understand. I would go see it again. First of all, because it's a movie, and that's about all that's necessary for me to be interested. And second of all,
see if you catch anything differently.
Yeah, I would see if I would understand it.
I would like to see I would like to take Malachi.
You think he would like it?
I think he would like it.
I think he would have the same reaction as me.
Probably.
Be like, I don't know what just happened.
I don't know what I guess I don't understand what. I guess I don't understand what was so confusing about it.
Are you serious? You think that movie? No, in your mind, in your honest mind, you think that movie plot is like, oh yeah, I get it, like no problem.
Yeah.
Wrong.
I don't think it was like straightforward. I mean, it's obviously meant to mess with your mind.
Well, and that part I get. It's the physics of the whole thing that like makes it even worse. I almost knocked your organizer on the ground. You wouldn't be able to,
or it just broke. Like,
you wouldn't be able to organize anything.
I'm like, no, you don't want to organize her.
But like the whole thing about the bullet,
okay,
forwards or backwards, and like you can't breathe in the backwards world. Can't breathe regular air. You have to be sequestered.
Oh, okay, I
and
get
then,
that.
You have to go into a turning device to be turned, to go forward or backward. And
there's always a device to move back in time. There's always a device. No matter what movie you watch, it's always a device. Their device just happened to be a big device. And their thing is that not everybody could do it. If you did it, you took a chance of being killed. So they had to put something. I get that doesn't necessarily make sense.
Right. None of it does. And
but-
it's like,
but
you
neither
couldn't tell
does-
if the bullet was like, if you were picking it up or if you were putting it down, if it was jumping into your hand or you were dropping it, like, because it had come backwards through time.
It already happened, is what they're saying.
Right.
So everything already happened.
Don't get it.
The problem is that you hate that I liked it and think it makes sense because
No, I do hate that you think it makes sense because it does not. And it doesn't make any more sense to you than it makes to me. You just like that kind of stuff. And like, it's extremely original.
yeah,
It was extremely well acted and like well shot and like very visually cool looking and very action oriented, which is a recipe for success. What it is not is easy to understand.
I don't see it any different than watching a Star Wars or a Marvel movie.
Wrong.
I mean, okay, so the plot of Infinity War and Endgame makes complete sense to you.
No, but that's what I'm saying is, oh no, here we go.
What is he snorting for?
Because that water's fixing to come up.
No, he's snorting.
I'm just saying that you are being really elitist with your like, what's not to understand about the plot
No,
of
I'm not
Tenet?
I'm not saying it. I just thought
Like,
I like you came out maybe
it's actually pretty straightforward, Grant. It's just about going backwards and forwards in time. It shouldn't be a problem. So I do dislike that. I don't dislike that you like it. You're allowed to like it.
I'm not allowed to have an opinion about it. I'm not
No,
allowed to
you're
have
not
my
allowed
own.
to. You're not allowed to be like, Grant. If you would just apply your brain cells, you could figure out
This is what I like. This
that
is
the
what,
bullet
this is what I love
that
about
the bullet
having
was
this on-
already shot
No,
and it was going backwards through time.
It wasn't going back through time. It already happened. That's the difference.
Saying okay, when you're just tossing that out there like,
Okay, so, all right,
obviously,
here's what-
it
here's-
already happened. The future can't already happen. That's not a thing. I don't want to talk about it anymore. The plot of the movie doesn't make any sense. You know it. I know it. You just enjoyed the movie. It's fine. You
I'm
can
gonna
enjoy
relate
a
to
movie
one
you
thing.
don't
I'm
understand.
gonna relate to one thing, and maybe this is why it doesn't like confuse me that much. Other side, it is a
It doesn't
confusing.
confuse me that much. I have an IQ of 199.
No, I have never said that I have an IQ.
I understand the movie. If you weren't a dummy, you would too.
I have never said I have a higher IQ than you, or that I'm smarter than you, or anything like that. I'm just
The
saying.
reason I find it so easy to understand is I've been educated in cinematic trickery, and I don't know if you ever saw
Grant,
a
does
film
it,
noir
Grant, does
called
it exist? Does Tenet exist in our world?
No.
Okay. All right.
Right. So
Yeah.
why are you like?
I'm not.
I had to
You're acting
apply
like I'm
brain
being.
power.
You're acting like I'm trying to be elitist when I'm just saying I just enjoyed the movie and that I could follow what was happening. I didn't say that it completely made sense.
See that
the
last part of that
physics-
statement.
The physics.
The last part of that statement is what makes me mad because there is no way you understood that movie.
Why? Because I'm stupid.
No, because that movie doesn't make any sense.
It made sense.
No.
They had to go back. And everything happened. Okay, so let me finish what I'm going to say.
Okay.
All right. So way back in time. something
I'm trying to
happened.
let you finish.
So this is how God was explained one time when I was sitting in the church, 15 years ago. That basically life has happened. Okay? So your life has already happened, and we're just in a repeat mode of what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And in this repeat mode, that's how God can interact in our lives because it's already happened.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
No, but yes, go ahead.
All right. So to me, I don't agree with that. I think
Right.
it's very stupid. Okay, but that's what people actually believe. That
Okay.
there's nothing we can do. There's the consequences are already consequences we were already going to face. All those kinds of things, in that. So I've heard that kind of story for all my life. So it makes sense. Like to me, like someone can believe that process. Like life has already happened, and that's what Tenet's saying. Like everything has already happened, and the way that they can interact into different points in time is because it's already happened. So they were able to take something and move back into that time. Forget it. You know what? I just make too much sense.
Right. You just keep repeating those same words. It already happened. As if
Hey,
that's like
Trump can do it and
a
become
key
president.
that you're just like putting into a lock and like turning, and you're like, it already happened. Click. Like, no, that's not.
I'm just saying that it makes sense. Like the process,
False.
I thought
That
they
is
did
a
a good job
false statement.
explaining. Like you don't understand
They
the
did a
physics
terrible
because
job.
no, there is no physics to it. Like there's no physics to how Star Wars works. You can't have fire in space. Yet we have spaceships that blow up and fires and all these things. But it doesn't make sense because it's fiction. It's fiction. It doesn't have to make sense.
Then why are you telling me? I'm just saying it makes sense to me because
I'm saying the way that they described it in the movie, it made sense.
Right.
I'm not saying that if they did this today in our real life, Grant, that they could replicate this. That they can't put a little turning speed thing there, and we
You're
got little
getting-
fake.
no, you're getting away from the point.
I can't take my little.
The point is, it angers me when you say I understood what happened because I know you didn't. Because no one did. And anybody who says they did is like some internet troll who is just trying to make themselves sound better than everybody else.
And the only person I've ever discussed this with is one person.
Me.
Yes.
The best person to discuss anything with.
No, because you basically say that because I feel a certain way, that I'm an idiot.
No, I didn't say you're an idiot.
No,
I said you're
I said
wrong.
you're saying that.
No, you're not an idiot. You're just wrong. You don't get to say that you understood the plot because I'm
not allowed to have an opinion.
I honestly think they wrote that plot so that no one could understand it. Like it was so opaque that the only people who would understand it are people who are like, yeah, I totally got.
Okay, I will say this much: it's Christopher Nolan.
I don't know.
So basically, you would have your own interpretation of it. It's the same thing as with that movie that you forced me to watch with you and Jared,
Inception.
Mm-hmm. In the very end, it's you get to make up what that was. Was he in the cycle that everybody else is in? Was it real life? Was it all? It's the same thing.
Is it?
It is. It is.
In Inception, they understand what they're. They explain what they're trying to do, and it's just open to interpretation. Tenet, you don't understand what they're trying to do, and I guess it's open to interpretation because there's literally no meaning to it. It's just a bunch of scenes with people saying words and people shooting things, some backwards guns, some forwards guns. But words are never backwards.
They are backwards.
No, they're not.
Grant, they are backwards. When they are in the interrogation room or whatever that was, and the guy has the gun and the girl, they have to interpret his words because he's speaking everything backwards. You don't remember that?
Well, now that you say it, no.
Podcast over. This is the classic. I don't want to be wrong when you start to make sense.
I don't remember that, and even if I did,
you just said it. Yeah. No. You just said it, Grant. You just said it that those were it just makes everything else is backwards, but they only speak backwards. So I say they did speak backwards. You're like, no, they didn't. So I proved that. I don't prove. I explained that they did.
Okay,
and they did because there was this gibberish like language that was happening.
That's so weird. The movie is so weird.
And then you go, well, I mean, yeah. Makes sense now, but when something it just doesn't make any sense. So I'm just saying that everything they did a good job of following the thing. So when you were backwards, everything was backwards. That's all I'm saying. And so does the movie make it doesn't make logical sense because it can't happen. I mean, I don't know what the thing is.
You just said that your movie that you love so much doesn't make any sense.
No, I said logical sense. Like as far as like in today's world, like in Earth today, me and you, we couldn't build a machine.
So it
to go
doesn't make
backwards.
logical sense, but you can understand it from a movie perspective.
Yes, exactly. I can understand it as a fiction, as a piece of fiction. It makes sense to me. I thought it was a very good movie. I thought, just like you said, the acting was very good. I walked away saying, I want to see this again. You walked away with this. You walked away like, what?
Maybe I was speaking backwards and you didn't understand me.
Do you understand this? Well, I'm Ben.
And I'm Grant.
And this is the Actually Podcast.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
It's actually ACKTUALLY. You can find us on Instagram.
My friends are waiting and I've stocked up on ice. My heart starts racing when I think about her eyes. We'll make some memories under that setting sun. Might steal a kiss or two before the day is done. Oh, so turn up the heat, laughing at crazy, jump in the water, eat and be lazy. The seasons they come and they go, and this one will be gone before we know. So turn up the heat. It's sad to think about it coming to an end, but sadder still to wonder what it might have been. So turn up the heat, laughing at crazy, jump in the water, eat and be lazy. The seasons they come and they go, and this one will be gone before we know. So turn up the heat, laughing at crazy, jump in the water, eat and be lazy. The seasons they come and they go, and this one will be gone before we know. So turn up the heat, turn up the heat.